Okay guys, Rich here from liftedlife.com, aka liftedoffroad.com. I just got done swapping out the PCM. Here's the old one right here, and it tucks back in. It tucks back in there some way. So right now I've got the charger on the battery, and I'm gonna give that a few minutes. Now I'm gonna try to start it up. And hopefully it'll start. Not just start on the first try, but before it was an erratic start. Some days it would start and sometimes it would not start. I'm trying to turn off my flashlight here. There we go. So after talking to a few people more experienced than me, they said it was probably the PCM with an erratic electrical issue. So I swapped it out, and we shall see. Once I get the battery charged up again, cycle it a few times. Before I swapped it out, if the battery wasn't dead, I would have started it up and it probably would have started, since it usually starts on the first try after I let it sit for a while. But then after it runs, and after it's running for a little bit and I take it for a ride, then it won't start. So in theory, well, from the past experience, it probably would have started on me today if I had tried to start it before switching out the PCM, because it usually does. But since my battery was dead and I had to charge it anyway, I decided to swap out the PCM while I was charging the battery. So I'm gonna let that sit for a while. I got my little booster on there for a bit, see how that works, and see if it starts. And more ideally, we will see if it starts repeatedly. If it does start up, I'll put the intake back on. That's the hydraulic booster, the hydraulic brake booster that I was talking about back there that's leaking. So I've still got to do that. But yeah, the ultimate goal is for it to start repeatedly, especially after driving it around my yard a little bit. You can see I got quite a mess. I had to empty out the glove box, and I got all kinds of crap in that center console. So I'm gonna go through some of that and throw out the trash and whatnot. So but yeah, also what I was thinking about doing, maybe at some point, maybe I'll just take this half of the dashboard out. I mean, it is all one piece, so if I do take it out, yeah, maybe not, because I was saying if I do take it out, I'll have to cut it some way. But maybe I won't cut it. Maybe I'll just, I don't know. It's hard to say. Same with the door trim. This piece started falling off, so instead of re-gluing it, I just cut it. Because if I try to re-glue it, eventually it'll probably try to fall off again. So I cut it off, and it will never fall off on me from now on out. That part of my door panel is never gonna fall off again, since it's not even there. So that's basically my goal with this truck. I mean, it is kind of a toy. So anything that I have to work on, and if something gets in my way that doesn't really serve any purpose, then I'm not gonna put it back in. I got the back cleared out pretty good. My original goal for this truck was to make it kind of like a Baja race truck, which is why I originally wanted to get the cage. But for the race truck, the cage would have been on the inside, and at the time the interior cage would have been a lot more expensive, and I would have had to strip out the whole interior for them to do that. And I was in Guam at the time, and I didn't feel like doing that. So I just had him do the exo cage, which I think is still pretty cool. Maybe someday I might get some cage put on the inside, but maybe not, because the inside I plan on using for like camping purposes and utility. And if this is full of cage, then I won't be able to put in sheets of plywood, and I won't be able to use it as well for camping and whatnot. Because right now, I mean, I can get a whole sheet of plywood in here with no problem. I can get several sheets of plywood, several 8 feet pieces of lumber. I mean, yeah, because it comes almost out to this seat right here, and it lays flat, so it's, you know, 4 feet wide. So yeah, that's one of the things I like most about this truck, is that I can actually get a full-size sheet of plywood in here with no problem and still have it secured and locked up. And it's also a good spot to lay down and set up an air mattress or something inside whenever I go camping. So that was another reason I did not do the interior cage, because the interior cage would have filled up a lot of that space, and I wouldn't be able to really do what I wanted to do with it. So I got the exo cage, and I've seen one of the first videos I did with after I got my exo cage. I got, I don't know, something like 70 something thousand views on that video, and I'm not really sure why, but I mean, other than it's an awesome truck, there was a lot of comments on there about, you know, being a bug out vehicle and how impractical this would be, because, you know, I got the exo cage, there's plenty of grab bars for the zombies to grab onto and whatnot. And I think it's kind of funny, because even in that video, I remember saying that it wasn't really a bug out vehicle, it was just protection, you know, for, you know, trail riding and whatnot, so I don't have to worry about busting up the body. I can bounce off of trees and whatnot when I'm riding in the woods and what have you. So I mean, mostly it's just a recreational camping kind of utility vehicle. It's not really a bug out vehicle. I mean, sure, it looks like it could be a bug out vehicle, but it just made me laugh. All the people that commented on that first video talking about, you know, the bug out vehicle ideas and concepts that they had, and, you know, people kind of, the trolls, I guess you could call them, making fun of it because it's because of whatever. I don't even remember what they all said, but I thought it was kind of funny. So, but I finally have a name for it. It's going to be the RCS Cygnus, Richard Campbell ship, Cygnus. I got the letters for it. I was thinking about actually labeling it like you'd see the Navy ship, have RCS Cygnus on the front, and then put Cygnus on the back. And named after the black hole, the ship in the movie The Black Hole. And I got my letters for it. I got it black and green to match my lifted off-road signage. I think that was pretty cool. So yeah, it could be used as a bug out vehicle, I suppose, but mostly it's just a fun utility camping kind of vehicle. So, oh well, I'm gonna get going. I'll give you guys another update later on. Let that battery charge up for a little bit, see if it starts, and hopefully it'll keep starting after I shut it off, now that I got that PCM replaced. I pray that was it, because I was at a loss. I've tested the injectors, I've tested the circuits, I've tested the fuel pumps and everything, you know, involving the fuel. I've tested. I still have not replaced the fuel filter. But I have one. I just got to replace it. But yeah, I mean, it was getting fuel when it runs. It was getting fuel fine, and it was running fine and everything. So, but yeah, I was at a loss as far as electronically goes. So we shall see. Hopefully, I mean, I know some of these wires under here are original factory wires, and they're getting kind of rough. They're definitely showing their age, but they're still working. So we shall see. Anyway, I'm gonna go. This is Rich from liftedoffroad.com, and I will be back later. In the meantime, go ahead and comment and like and share and subscribe, and we will see. Hopefully I will start doing some more videos about the black hole ship and the 95 Suburban RV bug out vehicle / black hole, whatever that title was on that other video, because that video got a lot of views, and I'm anxious to see if I can repeat that. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the title. Maybe the actual title of the video is what got all the views. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna go. This is Rich from lftdoffroad.com. Have fun and be lifted, everybody. Later.